Hey everybody! As many of you know, we have recently added in a lot of cool features to our new and improved Lightning Docs platform, and one of those features is the ability to create your own loan templates by using a feature we like to call scenarios. So today, in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what that is, exactly how to edit one, and create one. So for starters, when I'm logged into my account here, I'm going to go ahead and hover over this global info button and click Scenarios, Edit Scenario. Now, once it gets loaded up here, I'm just going to click this button that says Add Another. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a title of Test Scenario. Now, what this scenario is and what it does is it provides you access with certain features that you might need that don't typically appear in the interview, and it allows you to set your own defaults as well. So I'll give you an example here. Normally, in a loan interview, if I click on my special loan features page here and go into my reserves page, you're going to see that right now the only thing I see is a debt service reserve, also known as an interest reserve. But for the scenario, I'm actually going to grant myself access to a couple more reserves by entering into this page titled Permissions. So now I'm going to go ahead and say I actually want access to an appraisal reserve, a default reserve, and a property tax reserve as well. But actually, I don't want to stop there either. You know, in a lot of these transactions, maybe I have the same information that I always enter in over and over, and maybe I'm just tired of that. So I'll use a very easy example here and just fill out this loan prepared by section. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and give it my own name and go ahead and fill it out with my email address as well. And you know what? I'm also going to list myself as the closing contact just for good measure. But maybe I'm actually working on a scenario for a fix and flip. And I know that my loan term is always going to be 12 months. And I know that my default interest rate is always going to be 18%. And I'm always going to go ahead and charge interest only for the entire loan period. So I'm actually just going to set those to default as well. And now, like I said, I'm going to keep this one very basic, and I'm just going to go ahead and save it by clicking this OK button here, and save it finally with this Done button. But now when I go ahead and start a new record here, I'm going to go ahead and click Create New Record and use the Master Loan template here, because in this case, I am drafting loan documents. But now, right when I go ahead and get started, it's going to ask me to select an item. And in this case, I'm going to select the scenario that I just created, also known as test scenario. And now when I go ahead and click this on, you'll see that it actually starts the file with the information that I already entered in here. So if you remember, I entered myself as a loan preparer and a closing contact. And like I said, I started a new file and this was already included. And if you remember, I also went ahead and said that this loan term would be 12 months, and I would always be charging interest only for the full loan amount and a default interest rate of 18%. And finally, if you remember before, I clicked onto that reserves page, and before the only thing we saw was this debt service reserve, also known as an interest reserve, but I actually went ahead and activated a property tax reimbursement reserve, an appraisal reserve, and a default reserve, which are now appearing here as well. So this can be a very handy tool for a lot of you guys who offer repeat loan products such as fix and flips or DSCR loans, because it could really just help you cut out a lot of time spending drafting documents and help reduce the number of errors possible as well. That's all I got for you guys on scenarios today. Be sure to look out for some more fun new features dropping soon.